good evening, folks. Again, I'm going to have to kind of break into things here because we do have a new tornado warning in effect for parts of Pearl River County there. So this is your warm inflow that's actually coming into the lowering, and there's your lowering right in there. It's actually right behind this pole. That is the area that we're concerned about as you look off to the northwest. I mean, they're real close, almost right on top of each other through Thursday. So here we are on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Through the next 48 hours, we're all in pretty decent agreement between all the models, feeling pretty good about where it's going to go the day tomorrow. The area that I think will see the strongest of the storms. Now, does that mean guaranteed severe weather or guaranteed tornadoes? Absolutely not. On the leading edge of this, they're concerned about little areas of rotation, mainly on the north side of this, so mainly for you folks in Leeville and Petal, but we can't rule out a little further off to the south at Palmer's Crossing.
And you can see the area of deep in rotation here, just off to the north of New Augusta. Storm chasers, again, just like Patrick reported, suggesting that a funnel cloud, a large funnel cloud, but they could not confirm if there was a tornado on the ground, crossed over 98 just off to the east of New Augusta.
And you can see back in behind me here the arrow pointing out where that is. It looks like Ryan is somewhere kind of in this ballpark, and there's your couplet. The direction this is moving is off to the north and east and headed toward downtown Hattiesburg. It's also headed toward the campus of USM.
Promised and guaranteed by our weather guy. We had sunshine
So says
today.
Lilja.
He actually said guaranteed that the other night on the air.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, Thursday, I
Well,
think,
you're a
was
little
the guarantee.
nervous about saying the word guaranteed.
No, not at all.
No?
So if you'll indulge me for a moment, something I've always wanted to do, let's take a look outside our Alpha Insurance Camera Network out there at Forest General. We're taking a look back toward the intersection of Hardy Street and 49. And on the right-hand side of your screen, somewhere kind of in the middle, is you'll probably see myself, Mon, my cameraman, and Patrick as well. I got messages from folks on Facebook early this morning that were super excited at 6 and 7 and 8 o'clock. I then heard from the same people at 3, like, all right, can we turn the faucet off now? Except for bingo, heat. Use the air conditioning for tomorrow. If you don't have AC, try and find some. If you got to work outside, take plenty of breaks. But just to the east of the cone is that loop current, the one that all of the hurricanes over the years that have rapidly intensified have hit, saying that it is warmer to a specific degree at this point versus 100,000 years ago on that isotopic record. You can't do, but you can graph all those numbers and say that to some degree, not a specific number, but to some degree it is warmer or cooler than it used to be. Well, how about that? Showers and thunderstorms down here near an area of relative lower pressure. Hey, there you go. We're off the coast of Africa here. We're right off the coast of Africa here. Check this out. Look how high up in the atmosphere this thing got. That's space. That's so cool. But nevertheless, I think it paints a decent picture as to why I know a lot of you folks, when we have two different tropical systems out here in the Atlantic that we're dealing with, you'll say, oh, well, what if one runs into the other one? Then do we get like some super hurricane? No, it's kind of no different than this. They run into each other, they kind of probably tear each other apart. You know, you end up with one, we can call this one tropical storm, you end up with another one, and if they get too close, well, yeah. And it is May, so we shouldn't be too terribly surprised by this, but we've had such a nice, cool, wet, but cool spring so far. It's, you know, kind of a painful reminder that this is kind of where we should be this time of the year. Hey folks, and welcome back. Starting things off with temperatures. Another look at what we're looking at as you head out the door. If you're headed out to eat or you got to run some errands with kids or something, it's still warm, so make sure that you're just taking it easy if you got to be out and about. Showers, thunderstorms down off to the south, but a look at the radar shows that outside of that little cluster of storms, let me get out of the way, across parts of northern Jeff Davis and southern Simpson County that kind of blew up a little bit ago. This is really cool when you get these storms that fall apart out in the middle of nowhere and they haven't been interacted with. You get these circular outflow boundaries. It doesn't happen too often down here because we have the sea breeze, but if you go further north, it happens every once in a while. But this is really cool stuff for weather people. Sliding off to the south, there's the sea breeze, and this is why we don't usually see it. This is lifting off to the north. It'll continue to slide by over about the next hour, and you may see a little shower or storm develop along it. Right now, you folks in Purvis are looking back off to the west at a little rumble of thunder. It's raining in Lumberton and then just off to the south of Walthall and Marion counties. As you head off to the east down 98, we've got some thunderstorms as you move through parts of southern Perry and out toward Greene County as well. We don't have any severe weather out there. But if you are going to be moving around the countryside, listen for thunder, and if you hear thunder, head inside. I don't want to hear about anybody getting struck by lightning. The big picture shows that area of low pressure is still scooting by well to our north. It's not really going to bother us in terms of direct effects. I think as we head through the weekend, we'll get some better chances for rain in here. But until that point, it's just, afternoon showers and storms. 92 for tomorrow. As we move through the day on Friday, some slightly better shots for rain in here. I think better chances to our north. So if you're traveling to Jackson or further north, kids going back to school, the older kids going back to school, going back to college, you may have to drive through a couple of thunderstorms there. By this weekend, though, that settles a little further to the south and toward us. 90 degrees on Saturday. We'll be at 91 on Sunday with some better chances for rain around here. If you have any outdoor activities planned, heard from some folks that got some parties, some birthday parties and other things going on, just have a backup plan. Be able to go inside if one of these thunderstorms develops near you, but I wouldn't cancel any plans, certainly not yet, but in general, probably either. Hit and miss storms the next couple of days. The heat index is still going to be around 100, so make sure you're taking it easy if you're going to be out and about. And then stormy weekend at times, and for some folks but not others. With it being Wednesday still, we got plenty of time to try and nail down where these are going to be, which is why I said just don't cancel any plans yet. And then we're back to around average as we head through next week. Temperature-wise for tomorrow morning, hanging out in the mid-70s, to 74 in Hattiesburg, 73 in Laurel, and 73 in Waynesboro. And then into the afternoon, kind of dotting the landscape here and there. Showers and storms, low 90s, but still into the 90s, right about where we should be. 92 in Hattiesburg, 92 in Columbia, and 93 in Poplarville. And taking a look at the next 7 days, just a 30% go of it tomorrow. I think we've got better shots for rain on Friday. And certainly, as it looks like right now on Saturday, before we maybe ease things back a little bit on Sunday with temperatures falling back to around 90. There's some of us that may not get out of the 80s on Saturday, depending on how the clouds and the showers and storms kind of trickle in here into the afternoon. I will say this, once we get out of the better chances for rain Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, we do start to dry things out a bit as we head into next week, with afternoon highs getting back to around average. I mean, low 90s, about 92, 93 degrees each day. Steve, back